Hello, welcome to the Graduated Voice Updates. Be ready for the real tea, details to tell. Well, as the country continues to state that RIP, rest in peace to the people who lost their lives during the current protest in the country, the anti-governmental protest in Kenya, Wednesday, Thursday, Mandamanos. We have another set of people who are stating that the police officers who are involved in these particular activities, such as the shooting of the protesters, they should also be arrested, that the police officers should be arrested and the right charges held against them in the court of law. I don't know what to take on that. Do you feel like the police officers should be held accountable? Because we have some netizens the other day, while the Al-Shabaab attacked the police officers in Lamu and bombed one of their cars. Oh, was it one? Yeah, bombed their car. We have netizens who stated that let them get that. They meant that the police officers deserve what was happening to them because of what they did to Kenyans during the protest. So what is your take on that? Should they be treated in such a manner? Should they be taken to court because of this? Talk to us in the comment section, and please make sure that you like the video. You can share it out, comment down below, and subscribe so that you do not miss out on the real tea, the topics as it happens. According to the Law Society of Kenya and Amnesty International, a total of 24 people were killed, murdered during the anti-Ruto protest in Kisii and Kisumu counties only. We know most of the times when we have the mandamanos, the protest in the country, sometimes we find that most of the people's eyes are looking to what is happening in Kisumu. Probably it's because it is one of the huge bases that support the Azimio leader. That's why. But a total of 24 people passed on during that time. For those who were accounted for, it was just like a total of around 41 people who sustained serious injuries during their interactions with the police officers. That's why we are having people stating that the police officers should be punished for what they did, and the two organizations being just part of the people who are stating on that. They conducted an audit and use of excessive force by police officers in Nyanza and Western counties during the 3 cycles of demonstration, and also revealed that most deaths were recorded in Kondele and Nyamasaria areas during those times when the mandamanos were taking place. Remember, the mandamanos took place this week in 1 week, and then the next week it was in 3 days, whereby most people felt like it was quite a long holiday for them. And then the next week, the police officers, not the police officers, the Azimio coalition leaders stated that they should actually just let that week be a prayer time for the nation, for the people who had sacrificed their lives, the people who had done all this just for the sake of the country. And actually during that time we had so many people who were hurt. We had children, we had parents, we had people being arrested during those times. Should the police officers also be arrested for using excessive force on Kenyans? Tell me what's your take on that. Let me just quote what the LSK noted, the Law Society of Kenya noted, quotations: most victims were between the ages of 17 to 38 and are overwhelmingly male. The cause of death has been attributed to the use of live and rubber bullets at close range. Some of the victims were picked from their homes by the police, especially in the Nyamasaria area in Kisumu. That is what LSK stated. Apparently, in Kisumu County, in Kisumu alone, a total of 107 people were assaulted by the police officers, and were attended to at different hospitals across the county. Do you know we're just talking about the number of people who have been accounted for, the total numbers. We have 47 of those who are treated with gunshot wounds, while 16 others are still recuperating in hospital, including a minor who was shot 9 times. We had the other day Eric Omondi, who went on ahead to try and help this particular person, who this young man who was shot 9 times. Can you imagine 9 times? And he is still surviving. It is like a cat. It is said that the cat has 9 lives. It all died the first time, the second time, the third time. I don't really know how true that is, that the cat has 9 lives. But you can just tell us, do you also believe that the cat has 9 lives? Well, most people suffered from gunshots. We also saw a kid who was shot on the leg. Imagine, a child. But you can also wonder, what was this child doing in the roads? But all in all, the people were out there trying to seek for justice, trying to seek for better living standards, right? These two groups, the Human Rights Group and the LSK, the Law Society of Kenya, now want the police commanders in the said areas to be held accountable for the actions of the officers. Actually, not just the police officers, but do you know, if you get the head, if it's a group of people who are 5 and then we have the leader is mostly held accountable for the activities of the rest, because all this happened in their watch. I believe they do not do anything without being told. They wouldn't go out there in the streets without being told, being given their ammunitions, that is guns and all that they were supposed to use. So the commanders are supposed to be held accountable according to the Law Society of Kenya. Let me just quote what they stated. Quotations. Victims and survivors of violent acts by police officers have a constitutional right to life and equal protection before the law. Yes. If you're a victim and you survived a violent act by a police officer, the law protects you. You have the constitutional right to be protected. Okay? Yeah, let's continue on that. Those violations must not go unresolved. Police officers found culpable of using excess force, not just any kind of force. It's not just the time that mnajibizana. It's not only the times that you exchange words with the police officers that the law protects you. That is not that time. It is the time that serious, excessive force, like what we witnessed during the mandamanos in the country. Well, let me just continue. Police officers found culpable of using excessive force must face a court of law and answer to these charges alongside their commanding officers. That is what they stated. So as we await what will happen to these police officers, remember I'll be right here to update you on that. So you can choose to just subscribe so that you do not miss out. Let's see if justice will be served. Although it's always said that justice delayed is justice denied. As much as the LSK, the Law Society of Kenya, and the human rights groups are trying to fight for the Kenyans' rights in all when it comes to them standing against police officers, I don't know what's your take on that. You can tell us in the comment section. We also have people who feel that the police officers were just doing their job, that the people should not be excited during, for example, the terror attacks that police officers face. So people should be like, it's just okay. You should know that also the police officers also have their families that they're taking care of. So as much as you wish them bad, you should know that they have families that they are taking care of. Well, further, these two groups, they are calling on to the government to have a proposed national talk to revisit the unlawful use of excessive force by the national police officers and agree on better actions to hold those liable responsible. There are always ways to solve things, so they're just calling out onto them. Let's talk. Let's see a better way. We also have Raila and Ruto trying to talk. We are also waiting on that to see what they will finally come up with. Is it a new handshake? Is it a new office for Raila? Is it a better living standards? And we'll be right here. Talk to us in the comment section on what you expect from all these talks that are happening in the country. Hoping that you're doing better today and nothing happened to you during the mandamano. We'll catch up during my next update, because remember, if it's happening, I know all about it, and if I know all about it, I will tell you all about it. So you can choose to like the video, share it out there, subscribe down below, so that you may get the real tea, the tells, tea tell.